Hello, my name is Hunter Kelly. I am a senior vocal major, and I am here to welcome you all to CAPA's Bring Your Father to School Day performance. Now, I'm going to hand it over to some middle schoolers for you.
What's up, CAPA Middle? Welcome to another episode of the CAPA Middle Connection Podcast. I'm Alani Hudson-Jarrett.
I'm William Lychak.
And I'm Jaden Green.
And we are here to welcome you to a virtual take about the school day.
The CAPA Middle Connection Committee is a tool to give the middle school and their families representation in the school building.
We do things like morning announcements, announcing birthdays, and letting people know about upcoming events in the middle school.
There are some exciting performers today coming up just for you guys.
Before we get to that, we want to talk about the importance of a male influence in a young person's life.
Often, a father or father figure is left out of their child's school life.
And today is the day to celebrate the father figures and male influences in students' lives.
Today, we would like to give a recognition to the male influences at our school.
We would like to give special thanks to Mr. Tom, our U.S. history teacher, and the guy who made this podcast possible.
Thank you, Mr. Tom,
We would also like to give thanks to Mr. Michael
for doing so much work for us during our state testing.
Now for the performances today.
The jazz band under the direction of Mr. Matt will be performing for you guys.
And two high school literary artist students, SHELLY, DEMUS, and JOSEPHINE, REITER, will be reading their poems.
We've got some good stuff coming up for you today. I hope you're excited.
Thanks for listening again, everyone.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Shelly DEMUS. I'm a 12th grade literary artist, and I'll be performing my poem, To the Woman in the Sun, an Apology. I watched you wilt on your knees amongst the cotton blooms, and I felt almost nothing. Sister, I forgot how deep leather cuts into bone. I cannot see blood drip into puddles at your knees, at your feet. I thank you. Sister, I forgot that I became a woman amongst your weeds. In the shadows of a man, white as the cotton dangling from your fingertips, pale as the hands who slaughtered your brothers. Sister, I forgot. In the sun you hid agony, howls, loss. In the shadows I tore into, I grieve you. In the sun, I praise you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Josephine REITER. I am also a 12th grade literary artist, and I will be reading my flash fiction piece, Home in a Hole. Once upon a time, there was a boy who died for the sea. He was looking for a home that he thought he had lost long ago. For this boy, home was not a building, home was a feeling. Home was a feeling he needed to find. Home was a feeling he would give anything to find. Home was silence, weightlessness, tossing, turning darkness. When he was younger, he was told home was a stick figure house with a pointed roof, 2 windows, and a gently smoking chimney. Maybe there would be a small dog in the yard, or a spiraling tree pushing through the dirt. His teachers asked him to draw a picture of his room to take to his mother, told him to draw it like a map from a bird's eye view. The summers blurred together, and soon the boy was primed for adulthood. His classmates were readying for life all around him. His humanities teacher told him that he had a real talent for art. She said his drawings were clinical, but in a good way. She said they reminded her of military weapon plans. She said there were a lot of careers he could go into. She told him she didn't want him to die, but he had real skill that could help a lot of people. In his dreams, he tossed and turned under the ocean, dragged deeper and deeper down by the waves. At graduation, the principal stood haloed by stage lights and asked everyone to announce their plans for the future. There was a round of applause after every answer. When it was his turn, he answered truthfully. The silence after Navy was deafening. At dinner, his mother asked him if he was looking for his dad. She told him it wasn't worth it. She said he should have told her what he was going to do before he went up in front of what was practically the entire town and announced that his big plan was to die alone in the middle of the ocean. She said he really couldn't have expected any other response from a landlocked state. He had 1 warm week left before it was time to leave. All he could think about was the water. His mother thought he was running from life. Why can't you go to college first? She threw at him over dinner and in the mornings when he stood with his back to her, scrambling eggs. Training was not as bad as he thought it would be. At school, he had been a background character in everyone's stories. At training, no one asked why he didn't talk. He applied to join the crew of the Leviathan because it was new and untested. No one in his training group went with him. The boy, who was much closer to a man at this point, joined the Leviathan as soon as he was cleared. Aboard the Leviathan, there was always more work to do and more things to learn. At training camp, the boy had never felt really present in his life, autopilot. But on the Leviathan, it was like his eyes had been opened for the first time. He'd been sleepwalking through his entire life up until that point. At night in his bunk, listening to his crewmates' sleep sounds all around him, he was sure that he heard a voice calling to him from the walls. Sometimes he would toss his legs over the edge of his bunk and just sit, letting his mind wander down the artery-like halls, following the voice to its source. The Leviathan was called out on a mission only a couple of days before the trees on the mainland would have started dropping their leaves. The boy, who was now a man in the eyes of the law, followed his friends into the engine room. It was a routine check. They were leaving, but the Leviathan was shaking. It was shaking in the way that sent his friends into the hallway, shouting and gesturing. He couldn't hear them. He wondered what they were saying. He stopped in the doorway. His legs had turned to gelatin. The voices and the shaking were drowning each other out. There was a darkness coming down on him, a darkness and a pressure. He thought it might be the sea. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Welcome to this virtual event. We're very happy and proud to be playing for you guys this afternoon. This is the CAPA High School Jazz Ensemble. We have 3 selections planned for you guys. This first one is called Matitude, and it's going to feature Ryan Lane and Nolan Will and Yona on the guitar. This is called Matitude. 1, 2, 3, go. 1. All right, hope you enjoyed that. Next, we're going to play a song called Four. That's a great old jazz standard. And this is going to feature Yoni again on guitar and Nolan Willen on the saxophone. Four. Okay, we hope you've enjoyed our performance. We're going to play one last piece written by the great Dizzy Gillespie called A Night Tunisia. This is going to feature David Jefferson on the tenor saxophone, Noah Lane on the trumpet, Owen Mediate on the baritone saxophone, and Tim Bonneville on the vibraphones. Again, we'd like to thank you guys for joining us this afternoon. It was our pleasure to perform for you, and we hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.